I've got everything. We're live. What's up, guys? So I've got a special guest with me tonight. Her name is Miss Carrie, and Miss Carrie is kind of a phenomenal lady because she's figured out a way to be able to get sales, get teammates, and even track your leads to see, like, where are they in the process of either joining or buying. She's got a really cool process, and I wanted her to hop on here because we've got a lot of cool network marketers who want to learn this. Like, how many guys would love a way to get more customers, get more teammates in your downline, and be able to track and see where they are without doing all, pardon my language, like all the shitty stuff that you have to do inside network marketing. Like, I got to make a list and mass message everybody or follow up and get ghosted. Like, all that stuff. Sure, like if you really want to be consistent with it, it works. But like, what's cool about what Carrie's going to share with you guys tonight is like she figured out a way to build her business, but also like live her life. And I think for a lot of us, we can relate to that. Say like hi in the comment section or like hell yeah in the comment section if you can relate. Like, did you get into network marketing to create a little bit of freedom in your life or to, have a little bit of savings account or whatever it may be? But like you kind of find like you're constantly on your phone, you're constantly doing this thing. Like, I got to create graphics, I got to jump on a team call, I got to do all this stuff. Like, well, like that starts to really burn you out. Like, right, Christy? Or I'm sorry, Carrie. Sorry.
Oh gosh, yeah.
It becomes like to the point where you're like, dude, this kind of sucks, and I kind of feel like giving up on my dream. Yeah, it's a massive hamster wheel. And so like what I'm pumped for you to share tonight is like, let's just start off with like, how did you figure this out? Like, what were you going through in network marketing where you're like, dude, I want to figure out how to use this automated tool and blow up my business? Like, what was going on in your life?
Okay, so let's go back. I guess we'll dial it back like a year and a half, 2 years ago, when we were all stuck indoors for a while. Sure. I got busy with my business and I got excited and I got on social media and I started sharing and things started to blow up a little bit. So my customer list went from small to, quickly growing. So when I first came across texting, I really honestly wanted a way to be able to quickly get in touch with all these people, get in touch with all these leads that I was like connecting with. It was a solution, right? Because at the end of the day, when I started to have a bunch of customers as well as prospects, right? Can you guys relate? Like, you probably have a list of people that are like in your funnel, that you've talked to, but you haven't converted to a sale yet. So I was trying to follow up with all of these people, like lots of them. And all I was doing was copying, pasting. I was spending hours, like literally. And then I saw somebody talk about text messaging. And I was like, all right, if I can easily, set up a quick message to be able to blast out like a promo, that would save me hours, right? So that was how I initially found it, and it was kind of cool, to be able to like type it up and put my phone down and go hang out with my kids.
So like when you say like text message marketing, you don't mean like you're opening up your phone and you're texting everybody on your contact list, like your old professor from college and shit like that, right?
No, not at all. No, not at all. And I'm happy you asked that, because I think a lot of people, when I talk about text message marketing, they're like, they just think texting. They're like, all right, I'm going to pick up my phone. And are you talking about I need to save all of these people into my contacts and they're going to be texting my actual phone? No, it's actually an app that you set up. Just download an app from the App Store. You're able to import the contacts and they're in that app. So they're not actually texting your real number. They're texting the business number. You're not getting pinged all day long. So
they don't actually have your real phone number then?
No.
That's super important. That's super good, because I don't like to give my phone number out to people or my address and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely not. Nobody wants to do that, especially because you're connecting with people that you know, but you really don't know on social media, right? Like, we're excited. Maybe it's somebody that's been following you for a year. You're chit-chatting on Facebook, but you don't really know them. So, yeah.
That's cool. Okay, so they're able to like opt in, like they're like raising their hand saying like, hey, Carrie, like I want more information on this thing that you're talking about, right?
Correct. So that is where things kind of switched for me. So it started as a means of me entering people's information, right? So I could batch enter them. I could enter them one at a time. If I had somebody that I was talking to, for example, on like Facebook or TikTok, I could collect their number to be able to keep them in my funnel, right? But then Carrieized it, however we want to say that. And I found a way to actually get people to opt in and, message me, right? So I didn't have to add them. They were texting me a word. Typically, I would give like a keyword, And that would be their way of raising their hand for information on a product, raising their hand to work with me, raising their hand about, something that I'm sharing on social media.
That's actually way cooler, because if you think about it, like if you had to manually message or manually import every single number, I feel like you're like back to square one, being like, well, shit, I'm back on my phone all day long. But having them raise their hand and saying like, hey, like I want information on this thing you're talking about. Like, not only are you saving yourself a ton of time, but like you're also collecting a good lead, because they're number one saying, I want information on this, versus, what everyone's being taught is like, go out there and seek and find people who could potentially be open to it. You're like flipping it. You're being like, no, these people are coming to me. They're raising their hand, coming to me. So that's like way different. That's
and awesome. I didn't even mention the best part yet. You guys want to hear the best part? The best part is that text has a 99% open rate.
Oh my God, that's right.
We forgot about that.
That's
so
true.
if you're on here, I'm curious, because I always love to collect this as data. What do you guys open first on your phone? Do you open email or do you open text? Because I don't know about Trey. Trey probably opens all his emails. I have
I don't.
10,000 unopened on my phone.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Or like your cell phone, as soon as you get it, it's like, ding, like, who is this?
For
always.
Texting. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Always. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So that's interesting.
So for me, I'm not getting dinged, right? When I'm sending the messages out, they're in an app. So I can run my business however I want. If I want to click on the app 3 times a day to like answer back a bunch of messages, I can, right? If I want to sit here and have my app open during business hours, 8 to 5 while I'm at my desk, I can do that. Like, you can do whatever you want, but the receiver, they're getting it straight to their text. So, they're getting dinged, like Trey said.
Yeah. So Karen, this, like, I know this is gonna be a question that people are gonna have, is like, would this work for my business? Like, I'm in keto, or I'm in finance, or I'm in, honestly, like, what if you're not even in network marketing, but you have an online business? Would this work for that as well?
Yeah, it could work for brick and mortar. Like, and that would be another question. If you're on here, are you getting messages from businesses, right? I'm getting messages from sunglasses that I follow. I'm getting messages from cookie companies that, tell me when their cookies drop and stuff like that from TikTok. So it's honestly the way of the future, if you really think about it, because you don't have to spam people. That's the other thing I want to add. You might be hearing me and you're like, yeah, but I don't want to send out, promo messages, and I don't want to tell people there's a sale, and I don't want to tell people buy. Cool, because that's not what I'm here for. I'm actually here to provide value and teach. I'm teaching network marketers, I'm teaching direct sellers, I'm teaching business owners, like you said, how to provide long-term value through these texts, where people actually see your name pop up and they're like, oh, dang, what is Carrie sharing with me today? Not, oh, crap, here comes Carrie with another sale.
Right. Like, if you do that, like, spammy, salesy every single post, it's like almost like you're going back to that old school network marketer who's like posting about their products all day long, like following up, being like, you ready to get started? Ready to get started? That's like annoying as shit, right?
Correct.
But this is also cool, Carrie. Like, I was just thinking about it. Like, it also puts the ball in the ball in their court, meaning like, when they're ready to get signing up, when they're ready to get started, like, you're not constantly following up and getting ghosted from them. They're being like, okay, I've been getting the text. Carrie's been building rapport with me. I've been, she's been building trust with me. Now I'm ready to get started. Click link. I'm assuming you add a link in there as well. Then get started.
Yeah. And I'm happy you said that too. You can add whatever you want. So when I teach network marketers, direct sellers, how to implement this, you can have like a link to, a site. You can have a link to a podcast. You can have a link to a blog, to a Facebook group. You can have links to anything. So it's kind of cool because you're keeping these people in the loop. And like Trey said, maybe when you send the link 5 times to like different things, they're not ready. But when they finally are, right? And I'm just going to compare this to like Diff sunglasses or Diff eyewear. I wear my Diffs all the time. I love them. I get texts from Diff probably every other day. When do I open it? I open it when I see like a good sale pop up, or when I finally have a little money in my bank account and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to buy something. But I don't unsubscribe because it's the value. There's,
Sure. So what's interesting is, now, how many leads have you gotten from this strategy?
A little over 8,000 now in the past like 12 months.
So let me ask this, like, if you were to do, what were you taught when you first started network marketing? Like, was it like, just go out there and find them?
Yeah, I honestly was taught to just, I don't know, go through my Facebook list A to Z, go through my friends and family, go through my warm market, stuff like that. And yeah, there's a lot of ghosting. There was a lot of unfriending. There were a lot of people like, hey, did you even see that this just happened in my life? Like, did you even bother to like click on my news feed and see that, like, you know, my dog passed away yesterday?
Right. Dude, that's interesting that you say that, because we're like moving right now to get our house all packed up to go where we're going to be living, where we're building our house. And Kaylee was going through some of our old stuff. We threw stuff in boxes to like move here 4 years ago, but she found a box where it had a print off of our Facebook friends. We printed off all of our friends, and we're just going through because that's what we were taught. And so she found that old thing. And I'm just thinking, like, we probably have like, I don't know, 3,000 friends on Facebook. Like, not nothing like, oh, look at me, how cool we are. But it's like, how long would that have taken us to go through one by one every single person? And how long has it taken you to gather 8,000 leads? I mean, you probably set up this automated thing once, but now you have people coming in every single day, and 8,000 people. That didn't take you any of your time.
No, not at all. And that's the cool thing. You know, it's people coming to me, right? So the next question a lot of people ask me is like, well, how do you get these people to like opt in? And the cool thing is I'm out there creating content. I'm having fun making TikToks. I'm making reels, Facebook posts, Facebook stories, and I'm putting my text number pretty much everywhere. It's on like my milkshake, on my Instagram. So people they like it because they think that they're texting you. So they think that it's like this personal way to like stay in touch. Like, we got married in May, Cinco de Mayo, 5/5, we got married. And I had people texting me like, congratulations. Like, you know, it was cool because they're following along your life. Right.
Right.
So
that's insane.
The value part is honestly like sharing the value, building the relationship, and getting on social media and creating the content. Not just, you know, about the products or business, but like for your audience. So like, I'm creating this community with all of my followers. I have certain things that I love to talk about, you know, like intermittent fasting and like my kids and things like that. And, you know, I could have something as simple as, hey, I bought this for my kids. You know, it's super fun for the summer. Text me the word whatever to like grab whatever value I'm sharing. So
the way that you're leveraging this is like, you're leveraging social media to kind of like be discovered, right? Like you mentioned TikToks or Reels, right? Like, that's such a hot thing right now, being able to make a short form video, and like you could get thousands of people watching that. And if they start consuming your content, they're like, you know what, this Carrie chick's kind of awesome. Let me go to that link in her bio. You said it was Milkshake that you use?
Yes. Yep.
And they can click on that, and it'll automatically text the number that you have.
I have it in there for them to text me for what. Yeah. And I'm happy you brought that up too, because that's the other issue, you guys. We're on, you know, if we're on social media, like myself, I'm on so many platforms. It's like there's leads that are falling through the cracks so often, but with the text number, especially on TikTok, like TikTok is so hard to like DM people. I don't know if you're on there. It's literally almost impossible to get in someone's DMs. And even when you comment on their comments, they're not seeing it. So if I have my text number there, that's like where I get a lot of my leads from, because like you said, they want what I have. They want what I'm sharing. They want to get in touch.
Yeah. Look what Callie says. She said, creating content was so hard for me. This sounds way easier. I mean, it really does. Cause like, if you think about it, like, you know, like how much time do we have to spend? Like, again, when you're a network marketer, like, you have so many different hats. Like, you're creating content, you're getting ready for team calls, you're helping new teammates get started, you're trying to sell a product. It's like, what's really cool about what you have, Carrie, is like, you're like saying like, no, like, stay in your genius, create your content. The content will help you get discovered, build rapport with people. And then once they're like, feel like, hey, I want to kind of take that next step, they can opt in, which is like, boom, you've gathered a really good lead. Some of them you could say like went from a cold lead or cold audience, people are like, who's this Carrie chick, to being like, I want to know more about what she's talking about, texting the number. Now they're AKA like a warm lead. Like, you've kind of shortened that span of building rapport on autopilot through your content and then bringing them into your, I guess you call it like an ecosystem, right?
Yeah. Can I give you an example for Kaylee?
Shit, yeah.
Okay. So Kaylee, here's an example. I told you I love intermittent fasting. I also love making salads in a jar. So they're amazing. They last 5 to 7 days in the fridge. Sometimes I'll make like a really quick fun video on TikTok. Sometimes I make them in my stories. I make them for lunch, right? So I will run that through my social media as a piece of content. And I have a keyword, salads. if somebody texts me the word salads, they're going to get my favorite 7 salads in a jar recipes. So I can collect the lead, right? I'm sending them free value, the 7 salads. Then in the text, I'm able to like send them some follow-up, which I do. You know, I warm them up a little bit. I send them another recipe a couple days later. A few days later, I ask them which one they liked best or they're most excited to try. And then because my company deals with health and wellness, I get up in there like, hey, why were you interested in salads in a jar? Were you looking to like hit some certain health goals? You know, are you looking to save money on lunch? Oh, if you're looking to save money on lunch, can I teach you how to make money on social media? So like I'm going in both directions, right? Like I can create conversation for product. I can create conversation for business. I can just keep them as a lead in my funnel.
You can. And if you think about that too, here's somebody who was like, boom, she cracked this. Like you always hear like it takes 7 or 8 different exposures or touch points. Sometimes we call them that. Like it takes 7 different like we're gonna call them touch points until someone finally says yes. You ever heard that before, Carrie?
Yep.
Like in sales, it's like you need 7 or 8 different exposures until someone finally says yes. You've hit them 7 or 8 different times with your follow-up campaign that's completely automated. And 100%. So they're more like they're hearing from you, they're seeing your name, they're getting value from you. Like that's pretty smart, dude. I like that.
Right? And you just hit the nail on the head. It's automated, Kaylee. So I'm directing this to Kaylee. Hopefully she's still watching, but it's automated. Yeah. Like it's literally on the back burner. I'm still hanging out with my kids. I'm working on my next piece of content. I'm working on my next big idea. And then they're getting these messages and I'm building the relationship.
That's super smart, dude. So the cool thing about this is like, you're going to reveal all this, right? Like in a couple of days, right?
Yeah.
What's cool, you know, like we've been kind of helping you set this whole thing up, not us helping you set up the tech stuff. Like,
no, I'm giving him credit. Trey is the genius behind the scenes. Like I had the idea and I just sat down with Trey, like, Trey, this is what I'm thinking, like, help me. And he was like, we got it. And we figured it out. And here we are. Yeah. Yes.
And you packaged it into like a cool little course though. So what you have right now is like, you know, you're about to launch this thing in a couple of days because it's specific for network marketers who are like, hey, I want to use this tool in my business. I want to start getting sales. I want to start getting signups. I want to start, you know, getting that freedom that I was promised or that I initially dreamed of in the beginning. Like the reason that we wanted to get you on here is to add value, share that with people. Like this is how this whole strategy works and why it works so well. And so if people want to learn more about that, Kaylee says, yes. You know, people want to learn more about that. Right now, I know you have a waiting list being like, hey, you know, it's not launched yet, but if you want to be the first to know about this, they can go get on a waiting list right now, right?
Yep. We are close. We're super close to launching. I'm so super excited about it. It's going to be a game changer, just on so many levels. Like you named like several of them. Like I said, texting to me right now is like the way of the future, you know, like email's cool and it's still there and it serves a purpose. But if you want to like get in people's faces, it's, you know, it has a ton of potential.
Oh, 1,000. I mean, you said it right in the beginning, like as soon as you get a text, I'm opening it up, right? 99% open rate. But you're right. Like all that shit we were talking about, like building rapport with people, adding value to people, like that's such a genius idea of how you're able to take salads and then able to sell them on product or even an opportunity. And so that's a cool idea. So here's what I want to do. I want to put up, can you like write out like what it is so I can post it in the comment section? The email to get on the wait list, or even when you launch this, will people be able to go and grab it?
Oh, heck yeah. 100%. It's going to be, amazing. I'm going to provide some ongoing support with it and stuff. So it's not going to be, you know, a one-time thing. I'm not just going to leave anyone high and dry. I'm excited to put this in motion. I'm excited to see people build massive lists of leads like I have. I'm excited to hear people text me, you know, oh my gosh, like I've saved hundreds of hours of my time. Like I calculated it over the past year. I've saved like well over 400 hours of my time. Like that's like an hour a day, a little more than an hour a day, because I would spend truly at least an hour doing the activities that I've now automated.
Yeah. And so in this, it's a training camp, right? Is what you call it?
Yep. Text to sales training camp. Yep.
I like that. So in this, like, you know, I think one of my biggest hesitations would be like, is this a techie thing? Like, am I going to be spending so much time setting this thing up, or like, do you walk them through that as well?
Yes, 100%. I walk you through it. You definitely do not have to be techie. And it's funny that I always use him as an example, but my brand new hubby just turned 51 this year, super non-tech savvy dude. And I taught him how to use this in like a matter of 30 minutes. Like he can get on
Really?
there, he can send text messages, he knows how to reply, he knows how to do all the things. And when I say not tech savvy, like he knows bare minimum, I should say, of like
Right.
how to do anything techie.
And so this isn't like I have to go buy a new phone, or it's like you just install this app on your phone.
Yep. And it's super affordable. A lot of people ask that as well. Like, is it costly? I don't know personally how much email is. You might be able to weigh in on that. And for me, email, I think, is a lot more moving parts, where this is literally just open up an app, open up a box, type in your message, add 100 contacts, add a million contacts, however many you want, click the button and it sends, and you just put your phone down. And it only costs about like $10-15 a month total.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And that's
way
for like
cheaper.
hundreds of messages. Yeah. It's not expensive.
But like even if so it's $10-15 a month, like how much time you're getting back from that though? Like that to me, like $10 to $15 is like all day. If I can get my time back all day long. Let me ask you this. Do you show them what to write? Like, do you give them like campaigns and stuff like that?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I put together several documents with all kinds of ideas. You know, how I just gave the salad example. I do one with like that, with, you know, sharing value and a freebie and how to follow up, how to like onboard team members, how to onboard customers, all kinds of examples, value campaigns. I even put a few in there, like challenges, you know, doing like a 7-day water challenge via text message. Like, how cool would that be? Like, for you to get a text every day, like, you know, how much water did you drink today? Here's the benefits of drinking water. You know, by the way, people love that stuff.
I just went to the site, and so the promise is like getting this up in as little as 7 days. Like that's ridiculous. That's 100%. Awesome. All right. So guys, the place that you can go to, if you can see it right on our screen, is text2sales.com. And right now, as this is being recorded, or like while we're live, this will go to a waiting list. So on the waiting list, I'm assuming they'll be notified once you launch this. I'm assuming it's like, hey, this is the launch, this is starting, and I'm assuming you're gonna give them extra bonuses and stuff like that.
Oh, heck to the yeah. I have bonus trainers coming in. You know, my girl Jordan Levesque's going to be on there. She has built her TikTok to like over 1.1 million followers. She is amazing with teaching how to provide value. So yeah, it's going to be chock full of all kinds of good stuff, as well as me on the back end helping you, you know, long-term set this up, get it in motion, answer your questions, all the things.
Brilliant, dude. That's awesome. Yep. That's absolutely going to help a shitload of people. So guys, all you got to do is go to text2sales.com. Right now you go to a waiting list. In the future, after this, I know you're going to be launching this in like a couple of days. So, you know, it might change. There might be, you know, it might be timed out. So whenever you're watching this, like whatever you do, go to text2sales.com. You can see the link or the URL right below. It's TXT. I made the mistake earlier of doing TEXT, but it's TXT.TOSALES.com. Go there. And you can read all about this. You can get on the waiting list right now. But if you're like later on down the road, if you're seeing this, and you want to implement this into your business, start recruiting and getting sales, and even track your leads in as little as 7 days, dude. Go check out this. Go check out her page, and you can see exactly what's all in there, what's included, if this is available, where it's at, and all that stuff. But Carrie, thank you so much for hopping on here. I think like now I'm thinking like, damn, dude, maybe I should get in there and get a hold of this.
Yes. We need to hook you up so you can start texting all of us all the amazingness that you have going on.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, I don't know if I can make salads in a jar and all that stuff, but but yeah.
No, but like even for your upcoming like courses or anything you have going on, like just to keep people in the loop,
No, you're right, and because I know our open rate for like email is not 99%. I think it's like 40, 50. Something like that. So if we can improve that, like we're always looking to improve. So yeah, we'll be chatting after this.
All right. I love it. Let's do it.
All right, guys. Appreciate you watching. Again, if you want to go follow Carrie, where can they find you at, Carrie?
So definitely on Facebook. I'm very active on Facebook, but over on Instagram, I do a lot of stuff with my text to sales. I do some funny stuff. I share a lot of value over there. I have a lot of fun over on Instagram, and it's just Carrie Aug, KarrieAUG.
And then on there, they can like get on your texting stuff. So maybe, if they want to see how you're ripping this up, or maybe if they're like, hey, I want to try some product because I'm interested as well, they can go over there and check that out as well.
Yep. If you're following me, you'll see how I do it, how I put it all in motion, how I get up in my stories and I do lives and all that stuff.
Yeah. And if you want to implement this in your business, just go to texassales.com.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
All right, Carrie, appreciate you. And guys, appreciate you guys watching. Head over to texassales.com. Go get on that waiting list right now.